everyone, it's me again, Chocolate Geisha, back for another video, so thank you for tuning in. And today we are going to a Japanese supermarket featuring INAGEYA. So if you are interested, then stay tuned and let's get going. Okay, so we are about to enter the supermarket, and first things first, we're going to grab a cart. And these Japanese carts are really special because they have a space that's specifically designed for a basket. So you put the basket inside of the cart. And let's head in. This is the inside of the supermarket. Right when you walk in, we are faced with the produce section. And since pumpkins are in season, we're gonna try a little bit of pumpkin, and it was delicious. Japanese supermarkets and grocery stores tend to be very seasonally oriented. So for example, right now persimmons and pumpkins and different kinds of squash are available. And next to the produce, we have a fresh bakery. These goods are baked daily and they're usually set out on display without any wrapping on them. Here you can see Melon Bread, very popular and featured in pop culture and manga. Next to the fresh bakery, we have a bunch of fried foods. There is also a sushi section that includes some already assorted sushi and some rolled sushi as well. Here you can see the meat section. So there are seasoned and unseasoned meats, but as a vegetarian, I don't usually go here, but just so you guys know, it is here. Continuing on, here is a long row of refrigerated goods, and here you can find various things like kimchi, tofu, and natto, which is a sticky, gooey type of bean. Next to the kimchi, you can find other kinds of pickled foods like pickled plums and radishes, and next to that is the eggs. So like America, they sell dozens and half-dozen sets of eggs. Now that we're done with the perimeter of the store, we can go into the aisles. So here is aisle 1, and in aisle 1 you can usually find soups, bases, and sauces, and you can also find dried noodles here too. And ta-da! Here is aisle 2. And in aisle 2, you can find a few more sauces, but this aisle is dedicated to dried foods. So you can find dried seaweed, dried fish, other dried vegetables, and some other seasonings that you add into foods. Next, in aisle 3, you can find canned foods and dressings. In this section, you can also find pre-packaged portions of rice, and these come from different brands and they have different grain sizes as well. However, they're usually microwavable right in the bag that you buy them in, which is really convenient. Okay, now let's continue on to aisle 4. And aisle 4 is classified as heavy sauces. So things like curry and stew bases that you would usually eat alongside of a carb like pasta or rice. Next is aisle 5, and aisle 5 is the pasta and the ramen section. So here you can find general types of pasta like spaghetti, fettuccine, but the highlight of this section is most definitely the ramen. And there are so many different kinds of brands and flavors and styles. There's like creamy ramen, beefy ramen, spicy ramen. If you want to do a spicy ramen challenge of sorts, this is definitely where you would come. But this is definitely one of the best parts of the grocery store, I want to say, just because there's so much here. Moving on to aisle 6, which is one of my favorites. It is the Western style sweet section. So this includes cookies and candy and other kinds of packaged snacks. There's always 1 or 2 kids roaming around in this aisle, from my experience. One thing that I've noticed about the portion sizes here are that they are very small. So here you may see some bulk sized packages, but inside them there are individually wrapped candies too. So you can definitely share or eat them all yourself, up to you. Here at the end, we can find some discounted goodies like some off-brand snacks that are usually 100 yen each. And I kind of skipped aisle 7, but there were Japanese snacks on there. Aisle 8 has dried beverages like coffee and tea. This is where you can find a lot of the green tea, and they have so many different kinds, you guys. Moving on to aisle 9, and this is where you can find the bottled beverages, but also in this aisle you can find some specialty beverages like protein powder or Red Bull like I found, and some other kinds of specialty juices if you're doing a detox of sorts. So this aisle is here as well. Now we're going back to the perimeter of the store, and here we have dairy, and I want to show you guys the soy milk section because it is crazy. They have a roasted almond soy milk, they got banana soy milk, strawberry soy milk, melon soy milk, chocolate mint soy milk, rum raisin soy milk, sesame soy milk, more sesame soy milk, sweet potato soy milk, mango soy milk, black seed soy milk, more banana soy milk. They have fruit mix soy milk, coffee soy milk, more almond milk. And they have some sweetened and unsweetened varieties of the soy milk here. And they have green tea soy milk, chocolate soy milk, more coffee soy milk, a kind of tea soy milk tea soy milk, and more coffee soy milk here. So that is everything, and it's really cheap and it tastes really good. I tried most of these, and if you really like it, you can buy it in the bigger varieties too. The last stretch of this wall is refrigerated fruit juices, but moving on to one of my favorite sections, and we have the beer section. Oh my goodness, there is so much beer, you guys. There's a lot of variety here. There's hard liquor in the dark and light. So if you want to get some Hennessy, yes, they do sell it here. There's also sake and wine and mixed drinks. They also have alcohol-free beer. However, you do need to be of age to purchase it. And the drinking age here is 20, so it is 1 year earlier than the States. Yay! Back at the perimeter of the store, we have an extended dairy section with yogurt, but here they also have the packaged baked goods. So these are not fresh. They are usually created in a factory and shipped to the grocery store, but they are very good, and there is a clearance section too. So if you want to see some discounted goodies, you can get those. Here we have wagashi, which is the Japanese sweet section. So this is where you can find some dango, some very fresh mochi, and some dorayaki. So this does change seasonally, and since it's fall, there are a lot of sweet potato themed items. Next to that, we have a breakfast section that has peanut butter and other kinds of spreads. Here you can also find cereal, and unfortunately, the cereal game in Japan is pretty weak in my opinion, but there are some options here if you want some Frosted Flakes or granola. So here we have cup soups that you can add hot water and eat those immediately. And next to that section, we have the frozen foods. And I didn't really do an in-depth look at these, but there are lots of things like frozen hot dogs and other kinds of frozen things like French fries. And the neighbor of the frozen foods is the Refrigerated Sweets. So this is where you can find different kinds of cakes and rolls and jellies, as well as pudding. And pudding is very popular in Japan. There's many different kinds, and it is really good in my opinion. In moderation. Don't eat it every day, but it is really tasty. So today I've just highlighted the foods, but there is so much more inside of INAGEYA because it is a supermarket. So there are cleaning supplies as well as toiletries like shampoo and bath soap. So if you want to come into an INAGEYA, there is a lot more for you than just the food. I think that this is all the shopping I'm going to do for today, so we're going to go to the cashier and check out. But thank you guys for tuning in to this video. If you like this video, then like it. And if you want to see more, then hit subscribe and become part of the YouTube fam. But as always, I appreciate your support and I will see you in the next one. Bye!